Tour number 3. Is it tour number 3? I think it's on 4. Tour number
4.
4 of Speeches of Why Must We Be Happy.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Today we are going to Tembisa, Tlhakana. Doctor
Mania.
what can you say for yourself in this 4th tour of Speeches of Why Must We Be Happy?
We are going to make students aware, or I can say learners aware of the choices that they are taking in life. That
Yes.
The lines that they are aligning themselves on, are they the correct lines or wrong lines? They are
Yes.
just going to decide.
Yes.
We are going to alert them that it's possible for free education.
Yes.
It's possible for them to study at a higher quality of education for free.
For free.
For free, man.
In our lifetime.
In our lifetime.
In our lifetime.
Land and jobs now.
Now, not tomorrow.
Now.
And we so doctor, the second question.
Yes.
So from the things that we have done currently, maneuvering, installing, instilling, changing the youth perspective, do you think the youth is listening?
The youth is listening, and then they are also responding. I will say this to you because of after the last we were at Oliven.
Yes.
I received a lot of messages from my learners. They were impressed, and some even want to be part of the movement. They enjoyed the engagement. They were able to share with their parents of what partaked at school, the time they attended this June lecturing hall. Some of them, they even pictured themselves with the generation of 1976. They imagined themselves as Hector Peterson of those days, and now they want to be Hector Peterson of this day. But they don't want to pass the streets just going to school like Hector Peterson did. This time they want to fight. Because of they understand the mandate, and they know that the mandate is simple. The mandate is to decolonize a brain of a black child, and to also decolonize education.
Yes.
To also pride themselves with the black spirit, to know that being black is not a sin. They should appreciate their blackness. They should appreciate the way God and and they should know that being black is part of being is part of being the owners of the land.
Yes.
Yeah. We are the real indigenous people of the world, not just Africa as a continent, but Africa built the world. So if you see yourself as a student or a learner, primary school, tertiary level, or high school, you must know that you deserve peace of the land, and you are the land.
You are the land.
You are the land.
No. That is very much wonderful.
So they are
doctor.
very much impressed. Even their teachers.
Or even their
Even
teachers.
their teachers are very impressed.
No, that is very much beautiful. So I'd also like to also engage you on the third question. That now, do you think that? What do you think about the teaching of let's just say the educational system, but strictly now sticking on this side of the teaching of boys and girls? But how now? The teaching. Oh, okay, let's just focus on girls. Do you think as a former teacher, or as a teacher, or as a teacher, a vigilator, assistant, demographic, those are the people that oversee? Yes, they can engage thoroughly with teachers just to check on the progress and the process. They also assess. So on that kind of designation, do you think is there enough education for girls, like to precisely know about girl stuff? Like, let's start from the menstruation. Do you think education is deepening much on teaching girls about their body?
The support lacks when it comes to girls' education at school.
Yes.
I will put it this way. A lot of organizations are coming to the schools in order to give their lecturing about girl stuff, but they are not getting deeper into this thing of educating them. Like, for example, you mentioned menstrual cycle.
Yes.
Of which is part of their daily lives, like daily lives.
Yes.
But some of them, they don't know how to prevent that. They don't know the power that they have when they are on that. So it's like a sin when you are going on your periods as a girl. They don't know all the energy that they have, all the African powers that is on their body. You get my point?
Yes.
So I don't think they are receiving what can I say, a proper education on that. And then I think even the subjects are limited at school.
Yes.
For example, you are teaching life orientation, but when you go to the books, our system is captured. That's not a secret. When you go to the book, such things are not there in the book.
They are not there.
They will tell you that, hey, being a girl, you have to respect. Yes, you know that you have to respect our elders.
Yes.
But tell me about my body.
Yes.
My body is the one present in classroom.
Yes.
Educate me about my body. Educate me about parts of my body. Educate me about the functions. What happens? What powers do my body have? You get my point? So our education lacks when it comes to that point, because we don't have an African education. We are still depending on Western education, of which is a limited education. A white man will never give you the whole information.
No.
You ask yourself, why is the history of a black person written by a white person?
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Hey.
No. It's a very serious question. And then they ask us that why must we behave?
Why must we behave?
Then they want us to behave.
Why must we behave?
Why?
When things are like this.
So now to also tackle another question is that
Yeah.
seemingly, doctor, looking at what's happening in the society now, looking also on the subject of economics, which I believe they get to learn it more broader when it comes to grade 10 and 9, if I'm not mistaken. But 10 I would be sure, because it gets to be separate from there. So, as much as that there's a lot that's happening, do you also think that declinement, the reason why youth is saying no to politics, or it's refusing, or it's taking so much time to be in politics, and if they are there with issues of capitalism, they want to eat. But do you think we can also blame the educational system for not educating these kids about the economy, knowing well how the economy is ran? What type of a system it is ran by the economy? What is a parliament? And why are we having a parliament? And who has the right to be in parliament? Do you know that I found that each and every one of us has the right to be in parliament? It's just there's a certain procedure that has to be applied for. And decisions that are taken in parliament, they are decisions that will affect the majority of the society. So the society has people, representatives, besides state officials and government. They have their own representatives that will, let's say, intervene. Let's say they're about to ban the country. You know, today, if they just go to the parliament, those people, that's like the national government now, they decide that, okay, fine, we are banning the country. You know, they are going to ban the country without even us being included in those decisions.
Yeah.
I am not talking about a person representing us in parliament saying he's representing all the people of South Africa. But the people of South Africa being engaged to say that we are banning South Africa, and then now they have to acknowledge that. So now, with my question is that, do you believe that as much as a lot of things that is happening, that the youth is declining the economy and how the economy is ran, do you think we can still blame that on the educational system?
Yeah, everything goes, all the blames are going to the educational system, because of that's where life starts. And as a young generational revolutionary, you have to be educated about your history as a country. I mean about your history.
Yes.
Where are you from?
Yes.
Where are you going?
Yes.
You get my point? So if I'm not educated about my own country by my own teachers of my own black skin, I cannot expect a white man to come and educate me about my history.
It's not going to.
So the only way that youth, or as a youth, can be engaged in politics is by introducing politics to the primary level of education. So these kids can understand what are politics and what powers do they have in these politics. You get my point?
I
You can never understand the system of education if you are not politically educated, and if you are not engaged with political education. So political education as part of economic education that is building the country's economy, of the world's economy, must be taken to the schools at the primary level and get the energized teachers that are brave enough to teach these learners about the educational and political education. What do I mean? Let me make this simple.
Okay, yes.
If I know South Africa, before it was called Azania, before we were colonized by a white man, and it was now changed to be called South of Africa. So it means we don't have a country as black people. You get my point?
Yes.
The first thing that we must fix is the name of our country. What's the name of our country? Because now we are using a colonial name as a South Africa. So what is it that we have as a black nation before going to the political education? Who are we? Where are we going? What's the direction that you are taking from here? And where do you want to see ourselves in the next coming years? You get my point? So if teachers were to educate these learners at school about the educational, about the political education, of which they are not allowed to teach it at school. Let us refer back to Sarafina and go back to that teacher when she was teaching in classroom. The white government attacked her for teaching those learners about an African history. You ask yourself, why was the teacher attacked in the first place? So that's the thing that the government is doing now. When you go to the universities, they are not giving you a proper education as a teacher that you must deliver to children at school. In short, they are brainwashing everything, starting with our minds. That okay, the whole club now, you are going to educate your kids this, and knowing that as a teacher that the education that I'm giving my kids is not the education that my kids must receive. So it means the education lacks. Like I said, we blame the system of education. Now I'm speaking to you, and this moment, and this particular time that I'm speaking to you, there is a boy at Britain studying about how to purify gold, studying about how to manufacture a gold, how to manufacture a diamond, how to everything about the parts of diamond, they even know how diamond was discovered in South Africa, in Africa as a continent. Me and you as South Africans, we don't know how gold was purified. We don't know how we don't know who discovered gold. We don't know who discovered diamond. But there's somebody somewhere in New Zealand, somebody in UK, somebody in London, somebody in USA who is now learning about this gold that we Africans have control of. But the system will tell you that you don't have control of that gold. Hey, who are you? What do you know about gold? What does your skin color know about gold? So we are brainwashed as Africans, and then as a continent. That is why we believe that everything done by a white man must be praised. If it's done by a black man, it's a witchcraft. So our powers are limited as African people. Our powers are limited by these Western people. And now they have connived in our brains. They are using us in everything that they do, knowing that we have power. They don't have power, we have power. For example, let us go to the farms where our parents are working today and where our parents they worked before. You get my point? You will never find a white man working on that farm. The only thing that they do is to instruct. Hey, you don't do this, you do like this. You don't do this like you do like this. And you as a black person, you got to be like, yes ma'am, yes boss. Yes ma'am, yes boss. Yes sir. Those are the things that we are taught at school. That when we teach, learners must be like, yes ma'am, we understand. Even if they don't understand. If learners question these teachers are sending learners outside the class that they don't want to learn. Learners now want to learn. They are tired of theory. They want practicals, they want action. As a teacher, can you portray that buloy so that I can understand? Can you connect with me spiritually as an African teacher? Can you teach me things that I see? Don't teach me things that I won't be able to see. At Europe, they are teaching a boy about gold. That boy knows that after 5 years, he will come to South Africa and become my boss at the mine. At the mine place. You get my point? Me as a South African boy, I know nothing about that. But then those things are manufactured in my country. A gold is purified outside my country, but then it's manufactured in my country. We export them with higher prices of money. And when you go back to take them, when they come back to South Africa, we also buy them with a high amounts of money. So how do we grow our economy if things are like that? How do we?
You have said it, mouthful, doctor. And it's believed that no, deliberately you are the healer, such as doctor. So now, as we are also moving thoroughly, now we also want to question this thing to say that, doctor, now there is this normality that's going around. Most of them, we should sure babulela haban, babang babulela habatu, babang babulela basuri stress, bar babulela pulu, bar mara, eh, why can't I now to fail? Mara why can't I? Wabon, after Hubo Mungara, aye, Rena, Arnam Fanagaskavara, Mazam, at least say HIV, but at least say the bone, one rasapela. Wow, when also Melati, Renamfana Arazai. Yeah. So this thing is going around everywhere now and it's increasing. To me it happened in grade 6, so now it's kind of commotions. But as it grows, it grows and it grows. So I want to ask Gorna, what do you think causes this thing, and do you think it's true that they are going to commit genocide on us? And when I say they are white people are going to kill us all, or they are planning to kill us all, or they are already on killing us. So I think 2 questions. Do you believe that it still exists? And number 2, what is the number 2? Oh yeah, number 2 is that
Are they still practicing it?
Yeah, what?
Are they still doing it?
Yes. Yeah, oh yeah, thank you so much, man. Are they still doing it, or they are about to do it? So actually 3 questions.
Since day one, the day Jan van Riebeeck arrived in, because history says so, we're not sure if he was the first person.
He wasn't.
He wasn't. In 1942.
He was the first one to be captured. He's the first one to be successfully captured on record. Uguti, he's the first one to make it alive and say, Uguti, yeah, me and my soldiers were able to even build a kraal for ourselves. They came, a lot of them came, they died. They died. They won't tell you that part. They died. A lot of them came here, they died. Jan van, that motherfucker was the first one to be smart enough to understand our mindset and say, no, I'm gonna kill them by being friendly.
That's what they're doing now.
Yes. That's what they're doing with a beautiful smile.
Yes.
So, okay, yeah. You were saying, my king.
Like I was saying,
thank you so much.
The day Jan van Riebeeck arrived, like they say in history.
Yes.
Not me. I don't believe he was the first person to arrive in South Africa. He was the first person to be captured.
Yeah.
By the media, or maybe by the books. I don't know.
Or maybe
their own propaganda. Their own propaganda. So, from that day, that's when they started to kill us.
To murder us.
They murdered us from that day, to the point where they started murdering us psychologically. They did not murder us like using the action. When they came to the action of killing the mass murderer of African children, the genocide and everything, they already killed us psychologically. That we must believe that you get my point? That is why now when you go to the schools, when you go to the malls or work environments, a white person is more respected than a black person.
Yes.
And forgetting that these people are fake. These white people are fake. They even lack the melanin. They get it from us. You get my point? So, to answer your question, these people, but familiar psychologically, ba ira gore re dumele gore ntho engwe le engwe e pila ke e tswang ko lekgoeng and e tswang ko motho o montsho ntho eo ga e pila e kgotlhagetse ke boloi ntho eo motho o montsho e kgona bjang I feel like a mamatla. You get my point? Yes. And then our parents, ba ira gore re believe le gore le rona re golang re believe gore ntho e pila e tswa kae e tswa ko lekgoreng. So sale ba thoma gore bolaya khale psychologically. Even now when you check, black people they don't know themselves. They don't know who they are. They don't know the powers that they have. They don't know where they are going. They don't have direction. Ask them, or who are you as a black person? They don't know. They only meet. The only time they meet is when they smoke. The only time they meet is only when they go to the taverns and groove. The only time they meet is only by banyaneng. The only time they meet is the only time when ba kopana and ba bolela ka batho. Mara they don't have a time to discuss an African history. Ke bo mang ba tswa ko kae ba ya ko kae. And definitely to talk about these white people, these white things that they have done. I mean, these white ideologies that they have planted in our brains that you must believe bona they are powerful. To know the books of black people are now under the leadership of the white people. Nice. You get my point? Such as our history, our own African history, the only thing that we have, the only thing that we own, the only thing that can be taught at schools is now controlled by a white person.
Yes.
You get my point?
I get your
point.
Which
is wrong. So these people, they started to kill ourselves. They started with our Medulla oblongata, knowing that if we start there, it's done. Now we don't have higher thought processes. When we think of useless things. It's time that now when we think of how to destroy a white person. Because that's what they think. When they think, how do we destroy black people? So it's time that how do we destroy white people? And the only time to destroy white people, it's now. They started psychologically. We're not gonna start psychologically, bruh. We are going to fight.
Yeah, skin to skin.
It's time to fight, and it's time for action.
And you know.
No, wait. Okay. Before you add, I wanted to ask you guys a question, both of you guys. Just one question, but it's the same. Then you can add before the question, or you can add after. Okay. That question is that actually you just already highlighted on it, Doctor. But the question is, do you think? Okay. What do you? How can we win this war? Number one, is it through war, or is it in ways of saying that we somehow do what our kings did back in the day to our kings? We simply chase white people away. Maybe we put them on Madagascar. Let's say Madagascar is for them now. We take out of people of Madagascar. They come back to Africa. We create a chain for them. We say, must stay there. You'll never be forever united with black people or the oppressed ever again. Or we slaughter them all. We wipe out a race. And when I mean wipe out a race, I mean we completely wipe out a race. Anything that comes white, even in the next generation, we wipe it out. Wipe everything. You see, even that car, we put a bomb. It goes down now. So my question still stems that do we bomb them? Do we bomb them, or we make peace? That's peace.
Make them migrants.
Or make them
discriminate them.
Or discriminate them, right? Yeah.
Apartheid them.
Or apartheid them.
That's properly like
either
we kill them or we apartheid them.
Oh, number 3, peace. Peace is far. I hate it. That's why I put it number 3. Okay, which one? Can I please start with you, Doctor?
Okay, that's difficult questions to answer, but then I will try to answer. We tried making peace with them. They showed no interest making peace with us.
Yes.
We tried shaking hands with them. They never showed any interest to shake hands with us. We tried laughing with them. We tried to make some jokes with them, but they never The only time they were interested in making peace with us is when they were busy. Okay.
Charlene, when is it? I'm at Benmo. I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming. Yes, sir. I'm coming now.
Hey, that question. Yellow's with us. He came.
Oh, I'm coming now.
He's like, hey, I'm shy. That's a mess. I haven't seen him in a minute.
I'm tired of going back and going.
Now stop my king.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I know. We can take it. We can roll it back from the net. Take it from the top.
What's that for? Like I was saying to you, we tried many ways of
Yes.
making them happy. But in that process of making them happy, in that process of making peace with them, in that process of shaking hands with them, in that process of saying, okay guys, we now understand that you don't want to give us back our land, of which is our economy. Land is economy. A man must own land. And then a land was taken from a black person, from a black man. So it means as a black man, when you don't have a land, you don't have integrity. How will my kids respect me tomorrow if I don't have a land? Because my integrity is carried by the land. The land that I don't own today. The land that was taken away from me, from my parents, from my forefathers by force. A land that God promised us that one day we shall have a land, one day we shall own, one day we shall have this and that. And a white man came into my country, came into my continent and took that away from me. So when you talk about peace, I don't understand what you're talking about. And I understand you why you put it at the last that peace is number 3. There's no way that we can make peace with them. We have tried making peace with them. We have tried shaking hands with them. There's nothing we didn't do to please a white man. There's nothing we didn't do to make a white man happy. So now, I'm gonna say to you, we cannot make peace with them.
We cannot.
We tried ways of making peace with them. So they are not peaceful people. And why must we be peaceful people if they are not peaceful people? Why must we have peace if they don't have peace?
There's gonna be an emergency soon.
You get my point?
Yes.
So if we are not aware as black people, we're gonna suffer. And not hanyani. Because we are told that we must be kind. We must be kind to them. We must laugh with them. We must respect them. They don't have the same respect that we're giving them. We tried. Nelson Mandela tried shaking hands with them as trying to portray to us that this is how we must live with them. But instead they pretended. I wish he knew. I wish he knew that they were pretending.
They were pretending.
Now he's gone.
He's gone.
What's happening with us?
They
are taking everything. Everything is now under privatization. They take. They are even now. Eskom is going. Where is my economy going? What is it that my children will eat?
There is nothing.
You're
that guy is
me
saying
about peace.
Who is that new Minister of Energy? He comes there. He brushes Ramaphosa's what?
You get my point. So as a nation, we are going. As a nation. When you talk about peace, there will never be peace in this world.
So, my king, you are saying we are either bombing them or we are apartheiding them.
Let them feel the pain that we felt. Maybe after they felt the pain, they will understand where we're coming from.
So
they will understand our anger. They will understand our frustrations. They will understand this title or a topic by the university students that they want free education. They will understand our poverty. Let them understand our poverty. A 40-year-old man asking his mother money for bread. Let them understand where are we coming from and where are we going. Let them feel the very same pain that we felt child when they found us in group and killing our brothers and sisters. Let them understand that let them understand the trauma that they have caused to our hearts. Let them understand that we cannot heal, and then after we do that, we'll give them a platform to tell us, okay, how do they feel now, because they faced the very same things that we black people faced. We can take it from there.
Okay, I know. I'm moving. About it we go. Man, you left 7 Ferla. All Ferla with us today, governing the whole board. Without any further conclusion, we couple of my doctor. Yes. So we're still tapping into that question.
You know.
So yeah, can I please revise the question?
Sure.
So yeah, the question is that the way of ends meet now is that how do we end the new colonialism of now, of today, of the 2000 generation? Do we either bomb, which is killing white people, or do we either create an apartheid system, which is called Ipuno Malefe system? That will be our new separation system. Ipuno Malefe. We're going to put them under a hole. Yeah, they are going to stay underground. They are going to be by Dimo Plow. We're going to torture them. So or we want peace with them. Which one is it? Peace, bombing, Ipuno Malefe system, which is our new separating system, or peace? Yeah.
Do you guys believe in reincarnation?
Yeah.
Or do you understand?
Yeah, I could say I would understand.
But are you aware of the concept of reincarnation?
For sure.
You know, I strongly believe that way longer than this body that I am in right now. I have been alive many times on this planet. You know. And every time I come back, so, you know, I've never experienced a life as a white person or a Chinese person. It's always Arab, but Arab, you know. And from learning also history by myself and researching, you find that even from Kaling Hanako, white people among themselves have been people of war, people who are uncivilized, people who live with dogs, chickens, cats, horses, donkeys in the same house. This is their history. This is not me saying this. This is white people. This is their greatest grandfathers journaling how they were living, and they turned this shit into books. You get what I mean? Machiavelli, the original Machiavelli. Learn about that nigga's history. He journals well white people history and how they were planning shit, their systems and all that. You know? You learn Uguti, the reason and how white people are able to date back civilization, the earliest of it being Kobo Ethiopia, Sudan, even if today Africa, Egypt, I don't know how, but they say Egypt. Even Egyptians themselves don't conform to themselves being black people. What a shame, you know. And that goes for Egyptians who really don't conform to themselves as black people. That's a shame. You should be ashamed of yourself to think like that, you know. when we are the first people, even now, when science is digging and digging and digging, and the more they dig is the more they come across information, and they are very good at relaying this information. They can't lie. You know, they dig out statues that they have long noses, just like this motherfucker we just passed here. We have big noses and big lips. That's the best way we even describe ourselves, through our art. It's been like that since Rasatomope, you know. And from when we met these Vikings, you know, Batubaba Pelambalola, the throne. When we met all of these savages, Basenatela Opela, their kids didn't know what school was, what taking a bath is. Their teeth was as brown as the day they were born. You check there's a movie called Perfume, if you really want to see how white people lived, or Pirates of the Caribbean. You will see that's how really white people lived. A woman would just give birth. It's their history. That's how they live. They are uncivilized. We taught them how to bath, how to take care of their kids. That was me and Nino arguing. Yeah, man. We're gonna die. I'd rather die than stay here. We know this land. What's beyond the water? Brother Joseph says, come and says, hey, Baba, yeah, I'm for building the boat. Let's build the boat. I have a plan in me and we can make this sit stable. Guzomuni. Squali. And now we are constructing a boat. That is the best way they can describe the story of Noah and the ark. By saying, Wuti, the first travelers of the water was Tina. We took 2 of each and every animal that was within our vicinity. Really, wherever we are going to meet these people and show them what we have. This is not Noah. This is us. Us from Africa saying, hey Baba, no man. We've been living on this land. We know this land. I'm 1055 years old. I've been alive. I know the whole land of Bokoni. I know this whole land. From Niger, Ethiopia, to even the southernest of Bokoni. I know it all. I want to see what's beyond those waters. I'm going to take 2 of everything we have here. You want to give me diamonds, gold, ini. I'm going to carry them and hoy them into the ship. We've successfully built that ship. It's built. Omunye na yoti. Hey, since well niti nyahamba, nami nginbonile ukuthi nyenze kanjani nami ngishaya. Where did these people get these maps? White people didn't have schools. Where did they get maps? They don't know how to draw. The first archetypes recorded in all of history are black people. Even them themselves are saying that. Even this education they're giving us says that. The books we find in the library says that. They say the first astronomers, black people. The first architects, black people. The first artists, but who draw Basotho. Di mepe tsa ba di bonantsa di na le di go di mameti di tswa kae Africa ba sa yitsi hona le mepe o ba reng is 5,000 years old. 5,000 years old. Makhuwa bana existence ya bona re makaka mengwahe re le mo yona no. 2024. That's how old white people are. White people are 2,000 and especially the English, actually, the English culture is 2024 years old. And you have maps that are older than that. Even older than 5,000 years. Maps that date before Pelego ya Christ. Before. Maps because if they just give it to you, just tear fail. They are there. Who made those? They will never teach you about who taught Einstein in school. Who taught Aristotle? Ke manga morutileng? Ke manga rutileng Beethoven? Ke manga rutileng all these people? Where does it come from? We taught these people everything they know about life, about education, about warfare, medicine, the land. Them coming back, they used our maps to come back. Hence, Van Riebeeck wasn't the first motherfucker to encounter us, even on the land. Because they were after the gold and the diamonds that were lost by the other ships that died along the way. That's how you get the creation of pirates. They're always chasing what these black people came, and one of them, I heard him at Taue at Mepe are honale pampiriele engwetse sephiri sa hore sekepe se se weleng se wele ko kae. The direction na hore re ka ya bjang ko bona ba tswang ko teng. Emela ke phela le batho ba, I can speak their language and I know how to read what they wrote. I know where the map is. You know? I know. Let's go get it. Royalty, they saw royalty through us. Elegance, go te tshwara, go tlhapa, go apara pila, masela, cotton. How did they know what cotton is? Cotton, if it wasn't for us. Our first engagement with them, it was never through war. It was through us teaching them Bupelo, Butali, everything about civilization. That was our first introduction with white people. Peace. Hence, Rena Lilibizola Abangaoni, Bakuni. You know, we know the real importance of life. We know the real importance. Even hence, after everything that you'd have white people have done to us, we still know the wisdom and we still have the wisdom and the knowledge of understanding. But we are not as savage as them. It's not within our DNA to do what these people do. It's not. It's not. You know, there's a lot of things that I could say, you know, we have to do, but it wouldn't matter if Rona we will never know how to defeat our enemy if we don't know each other, if we don't hold each other together. My message now and my plan and everything is to try to teach Bakoni gore a rataneng pele. Then you'll understand your enemy and you'll understand how to defeat them. It's hard it's hard to fight when the people you are trying to fight with don't even know where the enemy is, because they are afraid to point them out and say this is the enemy, you know, and they rather attack each other and fight each other and harm each other than really do that to the enemy. The psychological warfare that they have done unto us, you know. Decolonize, we have to decolonize ourselves and colonize our world too. Decolonize ourselves and then colonize our world.
So my leader, what are you saying clearly?
That's what I said. Decolonize ourselves and then colonize the world again. We have to colonize the world again.
Where does it fall? You mean
colonization falls under apartheid. We have to decolonize ourselves first.
We must apartheid them.
Yes, that's the only way we can rebuild. Me, I don't like the idea of mass killing, you know, because I don't believe in the idea also of Hubalaya Namaya Mutawairakin Nabaraya. So why try to Hubalaikin, you know? So if we can start it from, we started from scratch, slavery. Like we decolonize ourselves. By decolonizing ourselves, by saying fuck all these white people, fuck them. And I can proudly say fuck a white person because I've never had a white person as a friend in my life or do shit for me in my life. White people don't do shit for me. I've struggled my whole life and most of them don't even get a lot. Most of them, they would rather smile with you for you to do what they want from you. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of them. I've worked for a whole lot of them. And now I'm grown enough to see what age these people don't really care about us. They don't.
So alright, no.
You know, but again, my battle is not with them. I'm aware of the living that they you know, I'm aware of the things that they do unto us, but my fight is not with them. I don't give a fuck. They are nothing to what we are. Abantu say, Nabraga, I will never be afraid of a white person. And I will never even tell my brother or my sister to be afraid of a white person. They don't shake me. The idea for me and my battle is to try to make sure my brothers and sisters, they fight the battle of not loving each other and start loving each other. Once they can do that, everything will fall into place.
So you're saying you are going to enslave them? You're going to enslave white people instead?
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
No, I'm saying you rather, instead of peace and death, you rather choose.
Yeah, I rather colonization. Yeah.
You would rather colonize white people and enslave them.
Start from slavery
and kill them bit by bit, probably, because that's what slavery does.
Well, I don't know about killing. Slavery doesn't entail killing, but
doesn't kill slavery, no?
It doesn't entail killing. It doesn't entail. I didn't say it doesn't.
No, I'm just curious.
Yeah. It doesn't entail killing.
It doesn't lead to killing.
No, no.
Oh, it doesn't lead to killing.
It doesn't entail.
I'm fighting this word entail. Yes. What are you saying?
That's what I want you to ask. That's what I want you to ask. Doesn't entail killing. It doesn't mean when I say slavery, it involves killing. No.
Oh.
There's a lot of ways to enslave without killing. Where now you are the one who wants to kill. Like I said, I'm not for killing. I don't understand the format of killing.
Who wants to kill?
You've been you said, don't take me there. Don't take me there. But you understand. But all I'm saying is decolonize ourselves and then we start colonizing.
We're going to enslave them. You hear it from your commander.
Decolonize and colonize.
Yes.
Colonize.
I know. Salute, Gavalot. I got you, prof. Yeah. This one must live for generation.